What's going on?" Trenton asked, jerking awake. I was surprised it took him so long to come to, in all honesty. "Who are you?" he demanded next, jerking at the duct tape I'd used to bind his hands together in front of him. I even taped the fingers together so that he couldn't use them. Most witches couldn't, but it never hurt to be careful. "Doesn't matter," I said, putting both my hands on the table in front of me. In one of them, I held my gun loosely pointed in his direction. He pulled at the bonds again, quickly realizing I hadn't bothered with his mouth or feet. Time was of the essence at the moment, and I'd done a fast job and then put him in the booth across from me. "I'll have you know that if you try to curse me or use magic, I'll put a bullet in your brain faster than you can complete that spell. Your friends tried to save you thinking my shot wasn't that good." I motioned to the dead soups around the bar. He took one look and swallowed hard. "They're now dead, and the person who hired me doesn't care if that's the way I bring you in. So, let's have a little chat, then we'll be on our way, and you won't have to see me ever again." He looked back and forth between me and the dead supernaturals twice before nodding. "Can I ask who hired?" "Nope," I interrupted. "You'll find out soon enough anyway." I smiled, and it was all for my own benefit. Once, I might have felt pity about my actions. That day was almost a decade ago, though, and a lot had happened since then. "Now, tell me what you know about magical comas." He blinked twice, clearly not expecting that line of questioning. "Magical comas?" he repeated. I nodded. Well, a spell has to be cast to be put in one." He started, and I rolled my eyes. "Yeah, I got that part, Florida State. My name is Trenton." "I'm aware." We stared at each other for a second before he continued. "There's a number of ways to put someone in a coma using magic. You can be direct and put them in a coma. You can put them in an extended sleep for as long as you want. You can transport their consciousness somewhere else. There's a lot of options," I said. "I know they depend on how powerful or skilled the witch or warlock is. How do you break someone out of one?" This was a conversation I'd had over 100 times now, and I could already tell it would be the same as all the others. "The original caster has to do it," Trenton said. "And if you don't have the original caster?" I asked. He mulled that over for a moment. "It's near impossible. You'd need to assess the cause, figure out the exact spell, find a witch or warlock that basically has the power of a god and can counter it, and then hope they do it right, because if even one thing goes wrong, the person in the coma is likely to die. Anything else? Come on, Florida State, dig deep." His mouth fell open and then closed. "If you already know all of this, then why are you asking me?" I looked at him and laughed humorlessly. "Because I keep hoping I'll find someone that can give me a different answer." At that, I moved to get to my feet. "What?" he started. I reached over the table and hit him upside the head with the butt of my pistol, again. I'd done this exact thing so many times now that, just like his answers, I knew where it was going. I'd pull him out of the booth, he'd try to curse me and run. Or, provided we got past that, we'd get out to the street where he would inevitably find some stupid soup that would try to help because they didn't know what they were getting involved with. Trenton fell sideways, and I hauled him out of his seat. Flinging his longer arm over my shoulder, I wrapped mine around his waist and walked right out the front door. The wind whipped through the alleyway the second I made it outside. My blonde hair tangled, strands slipping from the braid to cut across my eyes, and they got stuck on my mouth. "Ugh," I groaned, swiping it back in place once more as I dragged Trenton down the alley with me, thankful for the extra hours I'd been working out. Dark clouds blotted out most of the sky, but an almost full moon peeked through every now and then as the wind blew them south. Most of the buildings appeared uninhabited, but they would any time after dark, regardless of whether people were in them or not.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it. at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.